You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI AM 640. It's Later with Mo Kelly. We're going beyond the box score with our regular commentator and contributor, Jackie Ray. Jackie Ray, happy Monday evening to you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. And I just was thinking over the weekend because I noticed this entertainment space, how it evolves, why it's evolving. And tell me if you've noticed this as well. Some of the most popular podcast hosts or personalities were coming out of the sports world. Not necessarily an athlete, but usually an athlete. I think of Pat McAfee, who came out of West Virginia University, football player, then went to ESPN, and now he has one of the most popular podcasts in the world. And then I think of more recently Shannon Sharp, where he basically started podcasting yesterday. And he had some hit interviews, and now it has gone through the roof. Like, for example, his Cat Williams interview. I don't know how many views he received, but he keeps telling people, whatever you think I made on that, triple it.
Yep.
So I wonder about the evolution of this pod space where they're not news presenters. They're not hosts per se. And Shannon Sharp says he's not a journalist, but they are the focal point when it comes to media. What do you think about that?
I actually love this because I don't want to toot my own horn, but this is something that I've said very, very early in my career. I started as a journalist, but a journalist who wanted to do sports. And everybody told me you can't do both. You either do news or you do sports. But the problem that I've always had with that was it just sounded asinine to me because when you're talking about news, you're talking about people. When you're talking about sports, you're talking about people. And people are complex. Their interests are diverse. Their thought processes are vast in between. So there's so many things to talk about. So I love that you see these athletes. It had to be somebody who crossed this over, right? So I love that you see these athletes who have this expertise in one thing. Do you know how limited your audience would be if you just focused on this one thing? And I would highly doubt as a human being that you only had interest in one thing. Shannon Sharp knows football, but I can guarantee you he loved to sit down with Cat Williams. That was probably a life goal for him because that's an interest outside of his sport. So I love that they are cracking this open. I love that they're bringing things to attention to people who might not necessarily talk about these things if they didn't have this connection to this athlete. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Let me play the other side of that argument. I agree with you, but I know someone is listening who will say like, yeah, but Shannon Sharp doesn't really know about comedy, or yeah, Jamel Hill doesn't really know about politics, or Stephen A. Smith for that matter. And I've noticed that the lines get blurred between an interviewer and someone who is an opinion leader or walking into spaces and places where admittedly they don't have any expertise. What would you say to that?
I get the thought process. Stephen A. Smith is a journalist. People need to go back and look at his history. He was a sports journalist, but a journalist nonetheless. And once you're a journalist, that's all encompassing. You do your research. You typically know what you're talking about before you open your mouth. Jamil Hill is a journalist as well. Shannon Sharp is a personality. He's been a personality before he started playing football. He's going to be a personality after he plays football. So I get the difference in saying, hey, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But trust me when I tell you, when you have people putting the millions and millions of dollars behind you that these people have, somebody knows what they're talking about. Somebody has handed you a sheet with enough facts on it that you can have a decent, qualified conversation about it. And if you're a good host or good personality, and maybe even if you should be able to ask good questions and bring out more. So even if you're ignorant on something, you can say, hey, I don't understand this. Can you explain this to me more? So now that person can get an understanding, and so can the audience. So I still stand by it. I still think it's a great thing.
I agree with you there. And I think there's a distinction to be made. Someone can be a good interviewer, but not necessarily an expert on a subject. Some people can be both. Some people are both, but some people are not both, and they've forgotten or never realized that they're not both. Now, I hate to call anyone out by name, Charlemagne the God, but I mean, just for example, there are those people out there who try to exist in multiple spaces and also be a thought leader in those spaces when it's really not their lane. And I don't hold Shannon Sharp to the unrealistic level of being a journalist. I don't expect that from him. I expect entertaining conversations from him. But then someone will look at someone like a Joe Rogan, who's not necessarily from a pure sports background, but he's sports adjacent, and he's turned into an opinion leader and a thought leader. And I think, ooh, that's kind of a dangerous space then.
Well, that's dangerous because Joe Rogan, all due respect if you like him, he never goes into a situation informed on what he's talking about. You could be talking about the ABCs. I guarantee you he's concerned and has a little trepidation about where D goes in that line.
Oh, say that. Say that again. Yes. I call that false sincerity. You're asking questions just to ask questions, but if you had a modicum of knowledge or interest in the subject, you wouldn't have asked that question.
You wouldn't have asked that. So there's a difference in having a little, and you don't have to have this strong, you've been talking about this one subject for 25 years. I pride myself on being a great journalist as well as a great interviewer. So sometimes I will ask questions that I know the answer to just because I want the expert in the situation to disclose that to the audience. But at the same time, I'm an active listener. That's another thing Joe Rogan is not good at. I am an active listener. So when I listen to the person that I'm interviewing and if I do get new information that I'm not entirely sure is right, or maybe my audience isn't right, then you double down on that and you have them elaborate. Joe Rogan isn't good on either side of this example. So I just want to make that clear.
For me, I can tell you where that line is. When you go from interviewer to advocate, are you trying to be interesting? Are you trying to have an insightful conversation? Or is that conversation just another form of advocacy of who you like, what you want, who you're trying to promote, ideas you want to share? You know what I mean? There's a clear delineation. Now, let me get back to Shannon Sharpe because he was the impetus for this discussion. What I like about him is he has a wide enough variety where he's just becoming general entertainment. I would expect him to have a late night TV show very soon. Like most recently he had on John Cena. And you could tell, I could see the roadmap. What originally started as this is now turning into that, where he's just having big conversations with big guests, long form.
Right. And I love that because I'm a novice WWE fan, so, well, yeah. Is it WWE still now?
It's WWE. Yes.
Okay. I'm a novice fan. John Cena is my guy though. So even though I'm not a diehard fan and I'm not going to Monday Night Raw and all this, just seeing John Cena's name, and I know Shannon Sharpe is funny. I know he's entertaining. I watched that interview, and so I think that that's what people are missing. People just feel like, because you're the cashier at McDonald's, you can't be on fries. Yes, you can. If you're good at your job, you can do two different things. And so I think that people just are expecting people to stay in boxes because that's what they want to see. But anybody who's even a little bit good at their job can branch out and do other things. And Shannon Sharpe is you like it or not, even though Shannon Sharpe has said some bonehead things to me, especially in his interview with Amanda Seales, I was like, bro, did you even Wikipedia her before you sat her down? But he's still very much entertaining. He doesn't mind making a mistake, and he doesn't mind being corrected in that. And I think that's what draws people to him, is he's just on air seems like a very normal, your uncle. That's why we call him Unc.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. When we come back, Jackie Ray, I want to get into this latest controversy, air quotes, with Simone Biles. She has received a lot of heat for not embracing her birth mom, who has now come back into public view during and since the Olympics. And also, Simone Biles' own sister has weighed in. I would love to get your thoughts on that on the other side.
Yes, do it.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Later with Mo Kelly. iHeartRadio app, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you can find your favorite podcast. I know I'm one of them. I'm humble too. But Jackie Ray, some other subject I wanted to get your thoughts on. Simone Biles, her birth mother, was in the news a lot during the Olympics. How she, the birth mother, was trying to reconcile with Simone Biles. Simone Biles was very hesitant. Basically like arm's distance, no.
I'm over it already. I can't keep dwelling on it. Whenever she's ready, and I'm here. I want her to be able to come to me and say, okay, let's have a sit down, because there's some things I want to know. I just have to have patience. I want to let her know that I love her. I'm very proud of her, but I'm just still waiting. I would like to sit down and talk to you and answer any questions you may have. 'Cause I don't know what you've been told. I want you to hear the real deal. I was an addict. I will always be an addict, but there's just a way that you have to learn how to stay away from people, places, and things, and change your routine, and just change your life. Live your best life. You know, if I need to know anything, I call my dad. Hey, Dad, what's going on with Simone? How's everybody doing, you know?
So you don't have like a direct number that you can even reach out to her?
I do, but I won't. I want her to reach out to me. You know, she's 27 now. She's married. I would like to have been a part of that, but I just have to wait for her.
Simone Biles, she was criticized for not embracing her mother, and she's been on the end of a lot of criticism lately for her marriage, letting her husband wear her gold medal, all sorts of stuff. And the latest with this story is that Simone Biles' sister has come out and taken Simone Biles' side. Where do you come out on this in a general sense?
In a general sense, if we don't share the same DNA, mind your business. That's the short end of it. If you don't know the zip code, if you've not been privy to conversations that I've had with my family, my financial advisors, my spiritual advisors, all the things that encompass me, mind your business. Everybody has an opinion on things that have nothing to do with them. And quite frankly, if you knew the details of it, you don't know how you would react in that situation. So mind your business.
For me, it's very similar. That's her mother. That's their relationship. That's their family dynamic, something we don't know about, something we'll never participate in, something we don't have even the basic understanding of the history. And in every family, there's some things which happen that possibly could be the end of that relationship. Simone Biles is a grown-ass woman. Making grown-ass decisions. And in the way, I want to make a comparison here. People seemingly had the same feeling with Kobe Bryant and his parents. And I know it leaves a bad taste in my mouth when I hear that Kobe's parents, or, before his father passed, were selling off and auctioning off Kobe memorabilia. But still, that's their family dynamic. It's not for me to tell Kobe when he was living, yo, you should reconcile with your family. No, something may have happened, may have transpired that says this relationship is done. Why is it people can't accept that?
It's interesting that you said that, because I've not met a person in my lifetime that doesn't have that one family member that they cool on. Like they don't wish that person any harm, but they want to have nothing to do with. Every family has that one person. For me, it's my nephew. Like, I'll just put my business out there. I will never cross that bridge with my nephew again. And sure, there's people in my family right now that say, you should do this, you should do that. But at the end of the day, you don't know the circumstances that led us to that. For Simone Biles, I see it in a completely different perspective. She's married now. She's probably thinking about children now. She's probably thinking about what type of mother she wants to be now. And that probably brings up a lot of old feelings. And she's spoken so highly. She calls them her mom and her dad. They are her grandparents. So for her, these are my grandparents. You clearly know where your parents are at. Like, you could have had access to me and you did it. And now when I'm at the height of my career, when you're telling news outlets that you only have $2,000 in assets and a $38 whatever card, now you want to come out and you want to reconcile. The optics are bad. They're just horrible. And that's why I don't say nothing about this. She needs to handle it the way that she feels that's best for her emotions, for her mental health, and for her family.
This is what bothered me the most, without even knowing what has happened between them person to person. When mom comes out, the biological mom comes out on TV in the public view, talking about how much money she doesn't have, that leaves a very nasty taste in my mouth. If you want to reconcile, don't try to use Simone's publicity and fame / celebrity against her. Don't try to leverage that against her. Go to her in private. And if she rejects you in private, then oh well.
And fun fact, the parents are supposed to raise the child. The parents are supposed to set the pathway so the child has a better life. It's not supposed to be, you make decisions. I know everybody likes to call addiction a disease. I still struggle with that, because you made decisions to lead you to this point. So it's not supposed to be the child who's still trying to figure out their life to come back and help you through your decisions. You are the adult. You will forever be the most adult in the situation. And I don't like her capitalizing on this 15 minutes of fame, but I'm still not going to say anything because it's none of my business. But for me personally, if the situation was reversed, if I'm all of a sudden, America's sweetheart, why are you going on TV? You know where your parents live. You can set up a little meeting. We can keep this all internal. The public should have no say on what's happening in our family, because you shouldn't be in public talking about our family.
Right. And there it is. When it becomes public and you make it public business, then you have lost any say in where the direction of the relationship could go. And let me just close with this. I firmly believe that everyone should have the right in a relationship, mother, daughter, husband, wife, father, son, to be able to say, at least publicly, I have nothing to say about the relationship.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
And to be able to walk away for good if need be. And not even give you an answer or to justify it to the public.
Yep. Protect your peace.
At all costs. Jackie Ray, I love you. Always good to talk to you. Next week, we got to talk about the ending of the WNBA season and your thoughts about what has transpired.
I can't wait.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And maybe you think you went to a party school, or since summer's over, I know some friends. I know Gary just took his daughter to school. I think Tim Conway Jr. is putting his daughter into college. You know, it's that time of year. And you maybe wonder, is my child going to a party school, or did I go to a top party school? Well, we have a list of the top party schools in America. Now, there are about 25, but we'll give you the top 10. I will say this. Honorable mention, let's say, from California, coming in at number 24 of the top party schools in America, UCLA. Not top 10, but that's not bad. You're in the top quarter. Number 19 was San Diego State University, of course, in San Diego. And I think that's it for the California schools in the top 25, with the exception of these top 10, which we're getting ready to let you know. So these are the top 10 party schools in America, according to this educational research and ranking site, Niche, Niche. Okay? Using a database of over 500,000 student reviews of U.S. colleges, Niche's data scientists assign scores based on the following factors: student surveys, access to bars, athletics grade, Greek life grade, and access to restaurants. Coming in at number 10. The University of Alabama. Keith Jackson. Fumbalaya. Fumbarooski. Coming in at number 9 of the top party schools here in these United States. Vanderbilt, which is in Nashville, Tennessee. I've been by it. Haven't been to Vanderbilt, can't tell you. But, you'll probably see a theme. Coming in at number 8 of the top party schools in all of America. The University of Georgia.
I see something kind of taking shape here.
Yeah, it is. Now I'm getting ready to ruin the shape. Coming in at number 7 of the top party schools in America. Howard University in Washington, D.C. That's where my sister went to school. That's where my mother went to school. That's where my father went to school. And that's where the Vice President Kamala Harris went to school.
I can see that, though. I heard that's a party school.
Oh, it is. It is. I went to Georgetown, which is just on the other side of the city, and we would go over to Howard just for the parties. I'm serious. There was this bus called the G2. That was the G2 line. It would run between Howard and Georgetown, back and forth. At one end of the line was Georgetown. At the other end of the line was Howard. And we would take the bus because that was the most direct route for the kids out there. There was no Uber. We couldn't afford cabs. We got on the bus late at night. And we go from one school to the other just for the parties. And like Howard Homecoming, legendary. And that was many years ago. I don't even want to say how long ago that was. Coming in at number 6 of the top party schools in America. Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard that. I've never been to the campus, but I've heard that. And coming in at number 5 of the top party schools here in America. The University of Spoiled Children. Southern California. The Trojans. Fight on. Oh, and for those who are Trojans and football fans like me, the college football season starts this weekend. College football, the games are usually on Saturday, but the Trojans will be taking on LSU, I think in Las Vegas, neutral site game on Sunday. Now, Twala, you and I will be on the cruise, but hopefully we might be able to, we'll be back. We'll probably we'll be back to the ship by that time. I think the game is like 7:30 at night. We'll be back to the ship so I can see the game.
There's bars that show the games on the ship?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. They've invented this thing called TV.
Now, this ship's got everything.
Oh, it's got a mall in the middle of it. Oh, yeah. Something else. That's number 5. Here's number 4 of the top party schools in America. University of Massachusetts, Amherst. Is that UMass? I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Okay. Coming in at number 3. University of Cincinnati, the Bearcats in Ohio.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah. No, there's just something to do in Cincinnati. I've been in Cincinnati. It's not,
okay.
It's southern adjacent. Like, you're not too far from the state of Kentucky. There's stuff to do.
That's not selling it.
Well, I'm just saying.
That close to Kentucky.
Well, yeah. The SEC schools, the Southeastern Conference, Alabama, Georgia, Vanderbilt, they're known as party schools. So you're party adjacent. Coming in at number 2 of the top party schools in America. University of Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain and the waving wheat sure smells sweet. Not a fan of musicals, are you?
Oh, don't stop now. Don't stop for me.
Yes. You're lucky I didn't break into my rendition of What I Did for Love.
Oh, we're all lucky.
See? Your time is coming, and it's Friday. I think I will call in just to harass you.
I want you to call in. Are you kidding me?
All right.
They got phones on that boat you're going to be on?
Yeah, it's in my pocket. What is it? You think this is like the Columbus, Nina Pina to Santa Maria?
I don't know. I've never been on one of these things.
I was like, in my mind, I have to get, phones work on the boat?
Well, some do. I know if you're like close to the shore, it most definitely will work. Depending on your provider. Now, I think I have to look it up. There are satellite phone providers now where you can get on your phone. Oh. So there are ways. I think Google Fi. I know my phone usually works in most areas unless I'm in like open water, deep open water. But Google Fi is pretty good because Google Fi, it bounces between all of the carriers. So it'll pick up whatever is available, be it T-Mobile or AT&T, whatever.
I ain't making no calls. I'm good.
No, you're going to call me on Friday. You're going to call into the show.
Mo is calling into the show.
No, but they don't need to hear from me.
Well, it'll be fun. It'll be like when we were kids and Chevy Chase was in the hospital and he called into SNL and they like walked the phone over to the edge of the table and threw it over like he was doing a pratfall.
Oh, Twala will be just fine.
Okay, well, just whatever. I got it.
Coming in at number 1. The top party school in America, according to Niche. Santa Barbara. California, Santa Barbara. UC Santa Barbara, the number 1 party school in all of America. I've never been to Isla Vista, where UC Santa Barbara is. I hear it's a great party school. Do you remember our former intern, December?
Yeah.
She went to Santa Barbara.
When I was a rap artist, we performed at Santa Barbara, and after the show, we partied literally all night, way into the morning, and we tripped out. We were like, does Santa Barbara always get down like this?
That's what I hear.
And they do. It was wild.
UC Santa Barbara, when I was coming up, was known back then to be the party school, and my older sister wanted to go there, and my parents forbade her going to Santa Barbara, and she ended up at Howard, which is like number 7 on the list.
Look, that party was Luke adjacent.
You mean Luther Campbell?
Yes.
Of the 2 Live Crew?
Very much so.
See, Mark doesn't get all these references. You have to make sure you explain it.
No, I need the Cliff's Notes. Can you please explain?
You've never heard of Luther Campbell, the 2 Live Crew, the rap group who for a while was banned on most radio stations because they were too sexually explicit?
Yes.
I didn't know about that. No.
Oh, yeah. This was it late 80s?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
could have shot videos.
Yeah, look
at,
up Two
Santa
Live
Barbara.
Crew controversy.
On a work computer? Are you trying to get me fired?
No, no. There's nothing explicit that's going to come up. The story behind it will come up.
Okay.
And you working in news and being half black, you should know these things.
You buried the lead there. I need to know this is part of my half heritage. I got this.
You sure?
Not at work, though.
Okay.
I'm going to wait till I get home.
It's nothing dirty going to come up. It's just going to show. Never mind.
Quit trying to sabotage me.
It's later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640. We have your horoscope coming up.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI Mo Kelly. Live everywhere on that iHeartRadio app. Here's your horoscope for the week. It probably won't change your life at all, but it's always fun to do. Aries. Reintroduce yourself, Aries. Mercury retrograde ends in Leo on Wednesday, helping you define the new version of yourself to those who need to know. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, marking the most romantic time of the year for you. Pluto re-enters Capricorn on Sunday, motivating you to change your approach to career goals and the discipline it takes to achieve them. So there you go, Aries. Taurus, you can hear your heart again, Taurus. On Wednesday, Mercury retrograde in Leo ends, reconnecting you with your emotional intelligence. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, attracting people and situations that improve the quality of your well-being. Pluto re-enters Capricorn on Sunday as well, inspiring you to consider new opportunities for expansion through travel and or education. Gemini. Who's the Gemini? Is that you?
Yeah, right here.
Okay. Clear the air, Gemini. Let me just say, clear the air, Mark.
Thanks.
Mercury retrograde ends in Leo on Wednesday, gradually clearing up miscommunications from your life, Mark. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, and you, Mark, will feel even more confident in taking courageous risks when it comes to love.
When Venus enters Libra?
Yeah, there's something strangely uncomfortable about when it enters.
Consent is important.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll wait. On Sunday, Pluto re-enters Capricorn, and you'll be tasked.
Okay.
We're not going to make it. With addressing some of your intimacy issues.
I've got more intimacy issues now than before we started.
To cultivate more trust in your connections. Cancer. Save and spend, Cancer. On Wednesday, Mercury retrograde in Leo ends, helping you understand the psychology of money in a different way. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, showing you the people who you feel like home and can keep your heart safe. But then on Sunday, Pluto re-enters Capricorn. I tell you, Capricorn is just taking it.
Just get it.
Challenging you to see boundaries as not just for protection, but also for connection.
Oh my God.
Protection's important.
Leo, the cloud lifts. Damn it.
All right, this is important.
What's the Leo doing?
Damn it. Is it too soon to go to break?
No. You have to get through this.
Okay. Oh, goodness, tears. The cloud lifts, Leo. Mercury retrograde in your sign ends on Wednesday, helping you implement the lessons you've learned since your birthday. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, attracting highly curious and communicative people to you. On Sunday, Pluto re-enters Capricorn.
Damn. Again?
That's some stamina.
Damn. Jesus.
Capricorn has PTSD.
Or just an STD.
I can't.
Come on, you got 2 minutes to go. You can get through this.
Leo, you whatever, Leo. Virgo. Happy birthday, Virgo. Mercury retrograde in Leo ends on Wednesday, putting things in motion for you to find closure from the past. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, bringing financial abundance. Pluto re-enters Capricorn on Sunday, encouraging you to build confidence through small, consistent habits like gratitude and meditation that disrupt comparison, perfectionism, and cynicism.
Be sure to show gratitude.
Wham bam. Thank you, man.
There's also financial abundance attached to this. So,
aren't there laws against that? Libra, conflict is inevitable. Mercury retrograde in Leo ends on Wednesday, helping you repair relationships after conflict with friends and loved ones. Venus enters your sign on Thursday, harmonizing and beautifying your relationships across the board. Pluto re-enters Capricorn on Sunday, motivating you to express your feelings in real time so others know what's happening to you.
God damn. Tell somebody. Don't keep this to yourself.
See something, say something. Scorpio, here you go, Twala. Take a U-turn, Scorpio. Mercury retrograde in Leo ends on Wednesday, inspiring you to make a significant professional change that aligns with your heart. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, helping you heal from past pain.
That'll do it.
Wow.
I hate you guys.
Wow. I'm trying to heal here.
We ain't gonna make it. I give up.
Come on, you're in the home stretch. Just get to the finish line. You can do this.
All right, Sagittarius.
Yeah, let's move on to Sagittarius. Not helping, Mark. Okay, Sagittarius. Sag, Mercury retrograde ends in Leo on Wednesday, helping you see a situation differently so you can find solutions faster. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, integrating the best of friendship and romance.
That'll do it.
Pluto re-enters Capricorn on Sunday, inspiring you to see the connection between financial freedom and maintaining your calm, discipline, and integrity. Capricorn, take a trust fall, Capricorn. Mercury retrograde ends in Leo on Wednesday, inspiring you to embrace uncertainty more bravely. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, reminding you that the quality...
Take it bravely? You don't know what's going to happen. Be brave.
Wow.
Be brave with all this entering happening. Be brave.
The quality of your relationships directly impacts your professional results. Finally, Pluto re-enters your sign on Sunday, motivating you to take full responsibility for your life so that you can have the power to change it. And lastly, second to lastly, Aquarius, opposites annoyingly attract. Aquarius, Mercury retrograde ends in Leo on Wednesday, helping you see differences as divine and paradoxes as powerful. Venus enters Libra on Thursday, inspiring you to follow your curiosities to new places.
Ouch.
Try this. You'll like it. I'm telling you.
It sounds exhausting.
No safe word. Pluto re-enters Capricorn on Sunday, motivating you to deepen your spiritual practice.
Yes, deepen it.
Develop more hope in the unknown.
Oh, Lord.
Nobody wants the unknown.
Pisces, we're almost home. It's all about the small things.
It doesn't really say that, does it?
Stefan, we're going to break. KFI AM 640.
There's a lot of misinformation out there, and none of it is allowed here.
KFI
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live.